So we're talking specifically about Barry Diller, who is looking to create an online TV service that would threaten who the traditional broadcasters and the traditional distributors. Tell us about it.
Well, I mean, in fact, they've already created this, and what it exposes is a battle that could decide the future survival of existing television networks. It's a service called Aereo, and what it does is ostensibly it gives every subscriber their own personal antenna at some undisclosed central location, and you can tune in. You pay Aereo some monthly fee, and you can tune into the free over-the-air signal. Only problem is that the networks now expect to be paid. And the underlying issue here is whether Barry Diller can find a legal technical loophole to get around something technical called retransmission consent, which is that, if you subscribe to a normal TV service, you're actually paying $1 a month for NBC, ABC, Fox, CBS, for those big broadcast networks.
I mean, retransmission consent is going to be hard to get around, no? I mean, Sam, isn't this basically the central thing in the cable industry?
Well, for broadcast networks, it's essentially that's how their future depends on getting this money. And we've had huge battles over it. The Oscars went dark for 3 million homes in New York City a couple of years ago. Fox was threatening to take away the football playoffs from Time Warner Cable. So, they're willing to go to the mat for this money, and I think it will be difficult. I mean, essentially what Barry Diller wants to do is undermine the rationale for cable TV. So if he succeeds, it might be good for consumers, and they don't have to pay for cable TV, and a lot of people chafe at those high prices. But on the flip side, the networks who have countersued and say that they think this is not legal, they claim that without that money, they'll go out of business, or the stuff that we'll watch on TV will be very low quality.
Yeah, the domino effect from what Diller is trying to do seems pretty intimidating when you consider that, yes, it's not just the networks that would be affected by this, but the content producers, the sports leagues, all the people that work to produce TV shows. It would seem to have a trickle-down effect that would be pretty devastating. The latest news was that Diller talked about this to Congress yesterday. What was the reaction that he got from the Senate?
Well, I mean, I think this is still going through the courts, and so it's not really going to be up to Congress to decide unless they want to pass a new law and change the Communications Act. Right now they're going to have to, the court is going to have to decide whether what Diller and this company Aereo is doing is essentially lending you an antenna at a remote location, sort of equivalent to if I set up an antenna in my home and have a sling box, and I could do that legally, or if what they're doing is equivalent to what Comcast is doing. And the problem is that originally that's what cable was, is a remote antenna location service. So I think it's that's a bet. If Congress opens up these laws and starts to rewrite the way TV's broadcast and gets rid of retransmission consent, which is certainly something that some of the cable operators have wanted to do, then all bets are off. The whole world will change.